Right then, welcome back. Stephen Howson watched Manchester United there against Viktoria Plzeň. I was in the Barbers watching the game. I thought I was going to be home in time to do my review at home, but I'm not, so I'm doing it here in the car park. Just watch it on the screen while I was having my do done and my beard sorted out. But little bit of a game of two halves, I thought, because it wasn't good enough. For basically the entirety of the game, just was not good enough. The first half was a lot more even than I think we all want to admit. United didn't really threaten. Plzeň didn't really threaten either, but it was not by any stretch of anyone's imagination anywhere near good enough. Now, I'm thinking we get to see Ahmad here in the number 10, and I thought he was good. I thought he was probably United's best player on the night. But I thought the system with him being moved centrally and having defenders across the back five, that might be something that works against the City this weekend. That might be the move. 5 defenders that are more naturally inclined to be defenders, and then maybe 3 attackers who are more naturally inclined to be attackers. And then the dials and switches can go up or down with what you want to do with your midfield. I don't necessarily think that Ahmad didn't work in the 10. I think he individually worked in the 10, but as a consequence, the team wasn't as potent because we had less offensive-minded players on the pitch. Does that make sense? That's what I think anyway, and that's how I'm trying to say it. We dominated possession then in the second half. I'm not 100% sure if there was a tactical reason why we did that or if it was just a consequence of the way the game was shaping up. But we did dominate possession. We did create chances. There was actually quite a lot of big chances, and there was actually quite a lot of shots as well. But we also allowed a fair amount of shots. Now, we go behind because of a brain fart. And it's these brain farts that are really hindering what we're doing as a football club at the moment. Onana's been great this season. But last week and tonight, he's dropped clangers. He's dropped clangers that have cost Manchester United goals. You want a goalkeeper that has the bollocks to play out. Of course you do. And you want someone that's going to try and maintain control and possession. And that's clearly something that Amorim wants to play with, because that's what United are playing with at the moment. We are playing with control. We are playing with composure. In fact, I would almost go a little bit level further and say you can see where we're not playing with enough risk. We're not playing with enough speed at times. And I think that's the quickest thing that this team can do to get better performances and better results is when, certainly on the transition especially, we are so slow, so sluggish, so deliberate with what we're doing on the transition. And Plzeň played a fairly high line. Early in the first half, we get Marcus on near enough 1v1, we play one ball into him, doesn't quite come off, and then we never really did it again. Like I don't think Ahmad and Rashford were high enough at times. Don't think they was taking advantage of the sort of link play and hold up play that we was getting out of Xerxes at times. When you have a player that starts high, comes short, you have to have other players going the opposite direction, otherwise you just become extremely easy to defend against. It's the easiest thing. Teams just step up and go, cool, play them offside. And you deal with it there and then. When someone comes to feet, you just push up the line. The problem that you get as a defence is when somebody comes to feet, they can play off 1 and 2 touch and they can send a ball back in behind. That's when you become dangerous and unpredictable as an attack. And United's attack at the moment isn't dangerous, isn't unpredictable, and passes the ball slowly. We did create a lot of chances late on tonight. Mason Mount probably should have put one of his 2 chances away, probably the first one, really. There was opportunities for everyone to have played a ball in, like literally everyone. There was wrong decisions all over the place. There was the one with Ahmad where he plays in Rashford instead of playing in... Turn that down for me, please, mate. Thank you. There was opportunities where Ahmad's chosen to play Rashford rather than coming back inside for Bruno. There was one where Garnacho looked like he made the wrong decision. There was ones where people have had the opportunity to play, delayed it half a second. Like, it's those things, and they're not. I don't think they're patterns of play, and it's patterns of play necessarily being at fault with those sorts of things. I think it's decision making from the players and desire to put the ball in front of their teammates, to take that risk, to play with that sort of level of risk, and try and get at people and that. And I think that's what's been lacking with us. We are looking at different shapes. We are exhibiting a little bit more control, but the quality is just not there. Who else do we have? Obviously, we had Rasmus Holjund comes on after 55, 56 minutes, something like that. I thought you're not really going to... You can't really give him a lot of credit for the first one. I don't even know if he knew that he had the shot, to be honest. And I think that you can tell that by the way he celebrated. But Ahmad's done sensational. I think Ahmad is the shining light in this squad at the moment. I think he's the one player where I go... It's probably a bit unfair on the defence. Martinez through De Ligt and Mazraoui, I'm very happy with all of them as well. And Ugarte, even though we didn't really get to see a hell of a lot of him tonight, I think they're all players that I'm absolutely certain of where they are and what they bring to the table. But when I look at Ahmad, I just go, this kid's unbelievable. And the work that he did to get the shot off. And fair play to Højlund, at least in one aspect, for being in the right position to put the rebound back in the net. You need to be there to be able to do that, and he was there and he did that, so fair play. That got us back on level pegging. But I actually think the finish for the second one was class. Bruno's is a set piece. Bruno's played it near side, straight ball. We've done that one before a little bit. He's hit it on the turn, or he's controlled it and then hit it on the turn. And it was actually not a great ball from Bruno. It's come across and it's bobbling all over the place. That's why the first touch takes it up in the air a little bit, because it's a mad ball. But he's hit it fantastic for the second touch, and he's stuck it away. And I think that was really good centre forward play. That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about. Do stuff quicker, make decisions quicker, act quicker. We're taking far too many touches in the box. We're taking far too many touches over the halfway line when we're on transition. When you play fast and you're decisive and you're positive and aggressive, you get results and you get rewarded. And we got rewarded there. It was interesting listening to the commentary, talking about how dominant United had been the second goal went in. Because up until then, we was looking at dropping points again in a situation where it was completely unacceptable for us to be dropping points again. We've won, but that performance was still worrying. There's still so many things that Amorim's going to have to sort out right the way throughout the team. My dad texted me in the first half, said we need a big broom and a massive clear out in January. And I completely agree. I completely agree with him. How could you disagree with that? United need a massive clear out. And you got to look towards the City game and you go, how's that City game going to go? I have no idea. They're in hilarious form. But as we saw against Forest, they can turn it on as and when they need to. And you would assume if they're able to turn it on, they'll turn it on at home against Manchester United. And are we able to turn up and take advantage of them? I don't have the confidence in that at the moment. Like, how could you have the confidence in that at the moment? Viktoria Plzeň, like a team that I can't even pronounce properly, has just give us a fucking game tonight. How can I be expected to have some sort of confidence going into that game? Either way. Back tomorrow with 5 things and player ratings, and then we'll have a preview for that Manchester City game where I'll undoubtedly predict that we're going to win. Take it easy. See you in a bit.